Everyone, I hope you're all doing well. This is Vlogmas day 24, so Christmas is tomorrow. And this video was just a response in regards to some of the allegations you've probably seen about TD Jakes and some of the things that it's good to think about when you hear some of these situations. Obviously, in regards to this, it's purely allegations at this stage, so it could possibly be something that happened, or it could possibly not be something that happened. We don't know at this moment. I'm sure you've all heard about the Cassie and P. Diddy issues, about how she made some allegations against him that he was abusive in their relationship, and at times he made her perform in these sex parties and things like that, where like a variety of people were invited. And what has come to light is one of the people that was invited to at least one of these parties was TD Jakes, who is one of the senior pastors of Potter's House, which is based in America. He has a very successful church. I'm not sure how many parishioners he has there, but it's a very successful church, and he even preaches on television as well. And one of the allegations, of course, is that he attended one of these sex parties, and there's been like a whole uproar about this sort of thing. And one thing that it always reminds me of when I hear these sorts of stories is one of my friends at uni, who's a man, he always says, don't put a man of God on a pedestal. Don't think like he's like a superior type of man because he claims to be a man of God or religious or of a particular faith. Because something he says is quite funny. He says, before you hear the phrase man of God, first know that he's a man. Man comes before man of God. So he's a man, says something to you, and it doesn't sound quite right, but you think, oh no, he's just a pastor, so it'll be fine. You still should listen to that inner voice, because the fact that he identifies as a pastor or whatever, it doesn't make him any less human or any less able to do things that you would think that like a normal person would be able to do, or a person who's not given that title as the man of God would be able to do. So some people are always like shocked when these things come out, because oh, he's always preaching on television, he's always talking about this, he's always talking about that. Yes, he does all of that, but also potentially, if this was true, he also was involved in what he's alleged to have done as well. So those two things at times can act together, even though they seem to be like worlds apart. So it's always good to, I think, just think of people like that seem to be religious or seem to be up members, like one of the upstanding members of society and things like that. Always still treat them as you would like a person who you think isn't an upstanding member of the community. Treat them with the same, at times, care, and also at times treat them with that same cautiousness that you would a normal person as well. I keep saying normal, but that's because of the language that people tend to use. But we're all normal, but treat them as someone who doesn't have that kind of label and those sorts of things as well, because the fact that someone's like a man of God or a pastor, it simply means that they've studied the word a lot, in the same way people who have studied degrees. But people who have studied degrees still have other issues and other things to fight, or other things that they struggle with. So just because somebody has read a lot in terms of theology, in terms of a particular religion, doesn't make them above anyone else. And these sorts of cases and things like that, I think, should highlight that to people even more, because I think that sometimes when you put those people on a pedestal, sometimes it's not good for them as well as it's not good for other people. It's not good for them as well because sometimes there's a lot of pressure to be perfect because they're on that pedestal. I'm not talking about this particular case, I'm just talking about in general, because everyone thinks that I can't do this or this because I'm this person, and it's pressure on themselves, I can imagine, and it's also like an additional weight on other people as well, because you don't treat them like they're human. And when you hear about these sorts of cases, you're surprised, you're shocked, you're just like, oh my gosh, it's him that's on television, he's the one that preaches. How can he have done that, potentially? But just know that all of these people are human, and once you think all of these people are human, all of these things are a bit easy to digest. Not to say that you shouldn't still be alarmed and shocked and upset that this still happened, but it should be an easier pill to swallow, knowing that this person at the end of the day is a human. Like, I should just see them as a human. And once I see them as a human, that's it, I shouldn't be shocked. And I think as well, one of the reasons why I think like this, as well as speaking to my friend and other life experiences, is I think because I've always had like a sort of like helicopter mum, like a protective mum, who sometimes she would just say that she gets these feelings. She would say, oh no, I think this person is like this, so I don't think this is safe or that's safe. And one thing that she always put on my heart was that it doesn't matter who the person is to you. If something feels strange or if it's weird, that's legitimate, and you need to listen to that voice. She never was like, oh, this person's a pastor, this person's married for millions of years, this person is quiet, this person is, I trust this person. She was always at times like, even I would say, overcautious, and I think that trickled down into my brain, and sometimes I'm just like, yeah, like you need to be a bit more, you need to think outside of the box in terms of certain things as well. But this coming out as well made me really feel for Cassie as well, if these allegations that she's made, obviously they're still allegations at this point, isn't it, I think. So it made me really feel for her, and yeah, I just feel sad for her. But yeah, it's just one of the things to think about. What have you learned from the potential allegations? Is there anything that you've learned or that makes certain things, like it reaffirms certain things that you have in your mind, that basically those don't put anyone on a pedestal. Anyway, so take care, all my love.